This video was sponsored by OutBeachExpress.com. Outbeach Express Stock Media by Subscription is a new site that offers high-quality broadcast resolution stock media content. Their content includes stock footages up to 5K resolution, music, sound effects, images, and After Effects templates. Sign up today for a free account at OutBeachExpress.com and receive 19 free pre-selected stock media downloads. No credit cards, payments, or obligations required. Create your free account today.
Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to my After Effects tutorial. In this episode, I'm gonna show you how to create some horror titles in Adobe After Effects. So what you see right now on the screen is what I'm gonna show you today. And when I was looking for some references and some ideas on how to create a horror title design, I went to YouTube and I started looking at some horror trailers. And this technique, the one I'm about to show you awesome people, definitely works because I haven't been able to sleep in a full week and I've only been doing title designs and After Effects work. So if anything, my tutorial should be able to help you, boost your After Effects work power, right? So, and hopefully awesome people, I'll also show you how to create some horror titles. So with that being said, awesome people, let's get started. I'm going to create a new composition. I'm going to call this main. And I'm going to create a 720p. You can create full HD or 4K resolution if you want to, but I'm going to keep it 720p for my tutorial's case. I'm going to take my text tool and I'm going to start typing something. So and also people, I'm going to use the Baskerville font. It's a pre-installed font, so I don't have to look for anything online and I don't have to pay for anything either. Alright, so I'm going to use this layer, keep it somewhere here. I'm going to open it, go to animate and take the opacity option. Bring down the opacity to 0, open the range selector, go to advanced and take the smoothness option and bring down its value to 0. Right? Now we'll animate the start property, so click on the stopwatch, move ahead in time and take it all the way up to 100. So if we play this, we will get a nice typewriter sort of effect. This is good. I'm going to duplicate this text layer and bring it down like so. Now the reason I did this is because this way I don't have to work on I don't have to repeat the full process on a second text layer, right? So I'm going to scale it up like this and I'm going to position my text layers properly like so. Okay, so this is looking good, awesome people. Now if you ever want to do some quick fixes, so you can always use your pen tool for doing them. So I'm going to take my pen tool and select my text layer. And for example, if I want to create a nice, at least a different, unique, title mark, so I can just remove a few things, right? So I'm going to select this circle and invert my mask, so this is gone. Same thing for this E over here, awesome people. As you can see, this pointy thing is peeking out. So I'm going to select the alphabet, make a mask around that, adjust it if you want, and then I'm going to invert the mask, right? So this way we have a nice proper title like so. Now of course this is not proper in any way, but this is rough and this is going to work just fine. I'm going to select both of my titles and move them properly into the center, and this is looking good, awesome people. Now let's start working on creating these distortion effects. I'm going to create a new, and this way if we were to play this, awesome people, you can see that we both the text layers have the typewriter effect, right? I'm actually going to offset the which layer so that the first is being animated and then which comes in. I'm going to give them, right? So it's the which. Okay, this is looking good. I'm going to create a new adjustment layer and I'm going to call this jump 01. Okay, I'm going to go to FX and presets, type in transform, apply it to the adjustment layer. And now awesome people, you can start adjusting anything you want. So for example, if we move to the start of the frame, you can see that how we have this T come into the scene. Now what I want is, I want this T to be in the center. So I'll go to my transform option and I'll use the position option and I'll bring it right down here. I'm going to increase its scale too. So this way we are really focusing, or at least our unconscious mind, the sleeping mind, is getting a glance of T, right? So this is good. So T comes in, and next awesome people, I will cut this adjustment layer. So Alt left bracket, I'll move 2 frames ahead, and Alt right bracket. So if we play this, it's gonna look something like this, right? Now this is not looking very much, but trust me, it's gonna build up. I'm gonna duplicate this jump layer by pressing Ctrl D, and I'll position it like this. I'm gonna go to position and offset them like so. So we have this, right? You can see that, awesome people, how we're getting that jump effect. Next, awesome people, I'm gonna duplicate this one more time. Go over here, move it ahead in time, awesome people, and take it here. Now I'll take it to the place where E comes in. So E comes over here. Take it there, awesome people. And now what I can do is I'm going to take my mask tool or my rectangle tool, have my layer selected, and I will create a mask like so. So put it right there. See that? See if I was to play this. And this is not looking so nice, awesome people, because we are getting a double effect. Like we are having the T, the upper part of the T visible here, but there is no cut over here. So I'll just extend the mask like so. So it's cutting through the alphabets, right? Giving us that nice glitch effect, like so, right? Now you can do this how many ever times you want. You just want to remember, awesome people, that this is not a glitch effect, right? We're not trying to create a hacking sort of a title. We're trying to create something that is scary and has some nice jump cuts in them. So you can see that. Actually, this is not looking very nice because again, it's not cutting these alphabets. So even though it's bringing in some extra elements and it's highlighting those elements, it's not distorting anything that's there. So I'll put it over here, right? And according to me, awesome people, this is looking like that glitch effect, like that watchdog sort of effect. So this is not looking nice. I'm going to delete this. And awesome people, in order to come up with a nice title design, you need to go back and forth on this part. Like this is so random that I cannot explain you. I cannot give you guys the proper instruction that put your place here or put your transform option here or use this value, use that value. Your alphabets are going to be different. Your fonts is going to be different. Your animation, depending on the name, will be different. So you'll have to animate or experiment with this a bit. So my tips again would be, if you're creating a glitch or a jump effect, always try to distort the original text and try to create a place where your new text is appearing. So here is an example, right? So my first text is being distorted, and then at the same time the new element is also being revealed. We'll do the same process on the which alphabet. Now again, I would like to highlight this W, right? So I'm going to duplicate this this adjustment layer, move this over here, and now awesome people, I'm going to bring the text or the mask that is there on this adjustment layer, and I'll try to focus on this W. So we don't want to focus on the T anymore, right? Or what you can do, awesome people, if this mask is getting too complicated, just delete the mask, and we will try to create the full thing again. So go to transform, use the position or the anchor point property, and place the W in the center now, right? Like so. I'll take my rectangle tool, I'll try to cut it like so, right? Oops. So if I play this, it's going to look like the witch, right? You see that jump? Duplicate this one more time, and I'll place it a little bit ahead in time. Delete its mask. Use a transform. I'll scale that down this time, so I'll change the scale to maybe 125. Like this, right? So you're having a really nice distortion effect. This is looking good, awesome people. And now I'm just going to randomly duplicate both of these, and I'm going to position them like so. Now the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm recording a tutorial and I want to keep things quick, but I would not recommend you doing this for your videos. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, awesome people, and what I would say is go to FX and presets, take in directional blur. This is a really killer blur effect. Take it and apply it, let's see, to this option right here. So we'll go to jump 1, apply it to this jump 1, and I'll change the direction of this to 90. Now if I was to increase the blur length, you'll see that we are getting a nice blur like so. So I'll change the blur length to maybe 5. And the reason I'm doing this is because since we are using the transform effect and we are using the scale property, the scale is gonna blur out the text that we have created, right? So so in order to hide that pixelation effect, we'll actually blur this a bit. So Take that, Control C, and paste it on all the different layers, and let's just see what kind of effect we have, right? Now it's not looking good on all the layers, so but to like on some of them I'm gonna delete them. So this is looking good, this is also looking good, this is also looking good, but this is not so much, right? So I'm gonna delete this from here. This is again not so much because like this is so sharp and this part, the distortion part, is so blurred out, so not good over here either. This is okay, I don't mind that, but again we'll have to be careful. This not so much. So let's just see what we have till now. And okay, this looks good. So the witch is looking nice, awesome people. Next, what I'll do is I'll try to add a little bit of depth in the text layers. As you can see, one single solid is not giving us a very killer feel. So what I'll do is I'll import my texture. Now this is something that you can get from cgtextures.com for free, or DeviantArt, or even Google Images. So Google something, get this texture, and I'll bring it down to my main composition and I'll place it on top of my text layer, right? And I'll squish the texture layer like so, and I'll place it basically on this one layer, right? Now the reason I'm doing this is in order to create like a nice texture effect for my my text layer. Now go to the track matte and change it to Luma inverted matte. You can see how we have a nice text going on. That's nice. I'm going to repeat the full process again. So bring down the text layer or the texture layer and place it on top of the text layer. Squish the texture down. Position it properly like so, and change the track matte of the text layer to Luma inverted matte. This is looking nice. Go to FX and presets, type in curves and apply it to the texture layer. Okay, so we'll go to 15 frames and I'll animate the curves effect. Move ahead in time to 1 second and 15 frames. This way I'm giving 1 second to the curves animation, and I'll bring this down like so. So I have the texture at the start, right? But then it just goes to white. Same thing for the texture. And actually, instead of doing it again, I'm just gonna copy paste this effect. So go here to 15 frames, copy paste this, and let's take a look at what we have, right? So this looks really nice to me. Next, awesome people, I'm gonna pre-compose this full thing. So Control Shift C, and I'm gonna call this title done. Oops. Right, there you go. Next, awesome people, we are working on an alpha layer, so this is a problem. Let's create a nice background BG, because the next step is going to require this. So put this BG below our pre-composition, and let's just play to see if everything is working or not. Good. So we have our glitches, we have our jumps. They're looking good, but we need to create this inverted sort of effect, this thing right here. And this is actually very easy to create. Control Alt Y to create an adjustment layer, and we'll call this invert, right? We'll go to FX and presets, type in invert, and place it on this adjustment layer. And as you can see, awesome people, the texture, like the details in the texture, are also being inverted. That's why I kept it in the pre-composition. Alright, so this is looking good. I mean, this is looking good, but this is not what we want. We want it to have like jump scares, right? What I'll do is I'll animate this blend with original property. Select my invert layer, hit the U key to reveal the keyframes. Right click on this and choose toggle hold keyframe. Okay, and move ahead in time. Change this to full 100. Move ahead in time. Change this back down to 0, and move ahead in time. Change it to 100. So let's just preview this and see what we have. So we have our animation there. Then goes away. Okay, what I'm going to do, awesome people, is that the first keyframe is supposed to be 100. So I did a little bit of mistake, my bad. The first keyframe should be 100. The second one should be 0. Third one should be 100. And I think that's it. We don't need the fourth one. Now if we play this, we have it there, and then we have that glitch effect, right? Like that white effect. Now, awesome people, I'm going to select these C keyframes, Control C, and I'm just going to randomly paste them like so. Like I want one to be right here when that W comes in. So let's see what do we have, right? Paste them here, paste one here, paste one here. Let's just see what we have. Okay, that I think was a little too much. That looks good. Next, awesome people, let's add some background textures because we hardly have any details in the background. We have so much work going on in the text, which is looking good, but the background is very empty. So I'm going to take the same texture, apply it to my BG, and I'm going to squish it down like so, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the curves effect, and I'm going to apply a little bit of contrast to this texture. Oops. Like so, right? And I'm going to take this option, Luma key. This way, awesome people, I'm going to remove all the things that I don't want. So apply it to the texture layer, take key out brighter, and I'm going to increase it like this, right? So we have a nice, very grunge sort of a effect. I'm going to keep it right there. And as you can see, we're getting some blues over here. One easy way to fix this would be apply a black and white effect to this texture. As soon as I do that, you'll see that the blues just go away and everything becomes black and white, right? This is looking good, awesome people. Next, in order to create a nice depth effect, we'll have to add in an effect called optics compensation. So take it and apply it to the texture. And what I'll do, awesome people, is I'll put a tick mark to reverse lens distortion, and increase this to 50 by default. Like the first keyframe should be at 50, animated, move to about 4 seconds, and I'll change this up to a very high number, like say 150, or actually, 110. So let's preview this and let's see what do we have. So as you can see, we have some nice movement in the background, right? Right, this is looking nice. Okay, I think the speed is a little too slow, so I'll change its value to a higher number. I'll take this from 110 to say 150. Let's just see what happens. I think 150 is a little too much. But again, experiment with this. This depends on what kind of resolution composition are you working on. So if you're working on full HD, your results will be different than mine. Like 150 is too much here. 150 may not be that much for you guys. I think 150 is too much. I'll bring it down to 125 and let's settle over there. Okay. This is good. I'm gonna dupe and let's add a little bit of animation to the texture as well, awesome people, because static texture won't look very nice. So hit the P key, right? Start the keyframe, move ahead in time to about 4 seconds, and bring it down like so. So as you can see, it's a very subtle animation. It's coming towards us, like it's coming in the 3D Z space, and it's also moving down. So it's gonna add a little better animation. I'm gonna duplicate this texture, and I'm gonna rotate it about 180 degrees. So we have something on the top as well, right? And I like to position, just check if the position is properly being animated or no. And of course, something had to happen to my After Effects. I have no idea why is it taking so much time to render. And as you can see, awesome people, this is looking really nice. If only my rendering would work properly now. Right? Alright, this is looking good. Next, awesome people, we also need to add a little bit of animation in the title design. Like everything is looking good. We have a lot of texture detail in the background, in the text layers and everything, but there is no animation. Like the full thing is lacking animation in the titles. So no problem. What we'll do is we can just add a scale animation to the title design or this title done composition. So I'll take it, scale down to say 90. Start the animation, move ahead in time, and change this to 100. Now if you play this, you can see that yes, the animation is definitely there, awesome people, right?
I think it's not matching up with the speed of optics compensation, so I'll take the scale up to 110. Yep, now it's definitely there. So that is how I was able to create my horror title design in Adobe After Effects. Awesome people. I hope you guys learned something today. I hope you guys were able to pick up some new techniques like optic compensation and luma key and stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And if you did, then please leave a like on this video as it helps me a little bit. And I will see you all next time. Take care everyone.